Hey everybody, this is Peter Schrager with my weekly 5 things to watch for from the Fox Sports cheat sheet. Number 1, New York City is alive with football buzz. This is the first time I could say that in many years, but both the Jets and Giants are coming off good wins, and both the Jets and Giants are home in week 3. The Jets somehow are alive with one of the greatest comebacks that you will ever see, or one of the greatest meltdowns if you're a Browns fan. But the fact is they're 1-1, and something came of that victory in Cleveland. Yes, there's a little bit more confidence, but more importantly, Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, 2 offensive playmakers, 2 rookies, one of them taken in the first round, one of them taken in the second round, has this fan base feeling that for the first time, maybe since Rex Ryan was the head coach, there might be some offensive playmakers worth buying jerseys for. The story behind Breece Hall being a Jet is pretty cool, and I wrote about it in the cheat sheet. I'll tell you about it right here. Spoke with Joe Douglas, the general manager, the day after the draft, and they wanted Breece Hall in the first round. They wanted to have a 4th first-round pick. They were willing to trade up to do it. They couldn't find a trade partner, so they sat and they waited on day 2, all day Friday, worried, wondering, are we going to be able to get Breece Hall? They found a trade partner in the Giants. They traded up to get Breece Hall, and though he was only used a little bit in week 1 and only had 8 touches in week 2, you're seeing flashes. Expect more Breece Hall as the season goes on. And they've got the Bengals coming to town on Sunday. Typically, you'd say an AFC defending champion against the Jets in week 3. You got to go with the Bengals, right? Jets are feeling good. Jets are 1-1. Bengals have not won a game. Jets are on the high rise right now. They are ascending. New York City's alive, and I'll tell you this, you'll see Saquon jerseys all over the place. If you walk around Manhattan this week, you will see Garrett Wilson jerseys for the first time. I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets win on Sunday, then the Giants, with a whiteout in MetLife, find a way to beat the hated Cowboys under the lights on Monday night. Number 2, Josh Allen is a fish killer. That seems very mean and something that, many animal rights groups might be up against, but I'm talking about the Dolphins, the football team. All right, Josh Allen is 7-1 all time against the Dolphins. He's going down there. He has the utmost respect for Tua. You'll see that in all the comments he's made this week. Fact remains, the Bills are a locomotive. And as great as this Dolphins ride has been, and as impressive as Tua was with 5 touchdown passes in the 4th quarter of Sunday's win against the Ravens, this Bills team's a different deal. And Josh Allen's on a different focus point right now. I find it amazing that he's already 7-1 going up against this Dolphins team. And I would say before we do the Tua for MVP thing, let's just wait one more week. Let's see if he can beat Josh Allen, because history tells us Josh Allen absolutely owns the Dolphins. Number 3, it's not just Bucks and Packers on Fox in the late window this week. I'm fascinated by Rams-Cardinals. Rams-Cardinals is interesting because the Rams have historically done very well against Arizona in the desert since Sean McVay took over there. He's never lost to the Cardinals in the desert. And truthfully, beat Arians, he beat Steve Wilkes, and Cliff Kingsbury has never beaten Sean McVay at home. Furthermore, you look at how the Cardinals got out of that win. They're 1-1. They're like breathing life, but the Rams are angry. They didn't like the fact that they let the Falcons back in that game on Sunday. I think the Rams are going to come in as fired up as possible. And as much as I love what the Cardinals showed us in the second half, and Kyler, the roller coaster ride that he is, this is an interesting one where McVay has those guys dialed in. They're going down to Arizona where they've won a ton of games before. And I'm not so sure Arizona will be reading the headlines a little bit after that victory they had. Escaping from the jaws of victory in Vegas. Don't look at this just as, hey, Arizona's home, Rams are struggling. Look at this more as Rams are coming in with a fire underneath them. And the Cardinals, well, we'll see. Here's one interesting thing, though. J.J. Watt, now 8-0 as a Cardinals player, has never lost a game as an Arizona Cardinal. Remember, they started off red hot. He got injured, kind of fell off last year. Let's see how this one goes, but I think the Rams have the edge, even if it is in Arizona. Number 4, Kyle Shanahan's getting the questions this week, and I think they might be justified. I know that sounds wild coming from a national voice here in New York City where I'm at, but you follow the San Francisco media and they're grilling Kyle Shanahan, not for running Trey Lance, but for the amount of times they were running Trey Lance. And from the outsider's perspective, it was, oh, well, that's football. We praise Jalen Hurts for running as much as he does, and we praise Josh Allen for how physical he is. Trey Lance is a running quarterback. Injuries might happen. That said, the numbers are eye-popping with how often Kyle Shanahan was running Trey Lance, and eventually there is an injury. He snaps his ankle. It's unfortunate. You feel for the kid. You feel for the Niners organization. But gosh, has there ever been a greater value than for what they signed Jimmy Garoppolo for on that restructured contract? Here comes Jimmy, and you see the smiles on the players, and even in practice, like now Jimmy Garoppolo's with the ones, and the quote you're getting afterwards is how comfortable everyone is. The Niners, they might have lucked out on this thing, signing Jimmy Garoppolo for what they did, but there are still so many what ifs on Trey Lance. I don't think anyone feels any more comfortable with Trey Lance as the future, hands down, for the 49ers as they did 3 weeks ago when we were heading into the start of the regular season. It's Jimmy Garoppolo's team, maybe as it was supposed to be all along. Number 5, let's give Joe Haden some respect. Quietly on Twitter, it was announced on Wednesday that Joe Haden was hanging him up. And I think a lot of people were like, okay, cool, Joe Haden, good player. No, that's not fair. Joe Haden was one of the best of his generation. He was that good. I know he didn't make the same headlines maybe as the Sherman or Patrick Peterson or Darrelle Revis, but he was in the conversation for some time as one of those elite guys. Came in the league in 2010, had 6 interceptions his first year, played 7 years with the Browns, made 2 Pro Bowls, and then they let him go, contract situation. He goes to Pittsburgh and immediately becomes the senior voice in that defensive backfield, kind of giving Minkah Fitzpatrick the tutelage that he needed, giving some of those other younger guys, what they needed. And he made a Pro Bowl in 2019 with the Steelers. Joe Haden's done playing football. He's retiring, but I don't think we should go this whole weekend without at least giving him some recognition and some props. Joe Haden, we see you. Good luck in the post-career that you have, because I think you're a wonderful player and deserve all the recognition that you should get this weekend. Awesome slate of games in week 3. Please enjoy the football, but also read my stuff over there on Fox Sports Digital. Check it out. It's called The Cheat Sheet. We'll be doing videos and articles every single week. Love this stuff. Guys, thanks for reading. Thanks for watching.